So we have some questions that have come through. Our fabulous VA, Leslie, always keeps a list of all the questions that come through from time to time, and we keep them here. So once a month, come together so I can answer all of the questions for you and all of the questions that people sort of kick around and people sort of have an idea of in and around EFT tapping. So the first one I've got is, how can EFT tapping be a powerful tool in my journey of embracing self-acceptance? How can tapping be a powerful tool in the journey of embracing self-acceptance? Wow, I love this question. So let's talk about how EFT works very, very quickly and how you would use it for your self-acceptance. So we use EFT to take away the negative commentary, to take away the negative dialogue in your head, to take away all of the negative stuff that's going on. That's what we were tapping. So if we're going to use it on a journey for your self-acceptance, what you're going to want to be doing is listening to the story in your head, listening to the conversation you tell yourself about why you don't accept yourself. Are there thoughts in there that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not, thin enough, pretty enough, smart enough, fat enough? Am I not this enough? Am I not that enough? What is it that you don't think you're enough of? They're the opposites of self-acceptance. So if you're going to go and do some tapping to enhance your self-acceptance, I want you to be looking at what is the dialogue that I tell myself that isn't self-acceptance. So if it's I'm not good enough, lots of people come up and our clients, they'll go, I just don't feel good enough. With EFT, we want to be tapping on an emotion. So what's the emotion that's there that's not that's holding up the not good enough? What is it you feel because you don't feel good enough? Do you feel sad? Do you feel angry? Do you feel resentful? Do you feel lonely? What is the emotion? So self-acceptance is what I want to improve. Come back to what is my words? What are the things that are holding up not feeling good enough or not feeling whatever I feel? And tap on that. All right, so don't just go, I want to increase my self-acceptance. I want more self-acceptance. What you need to be doing is releasing and get rid of the dialogue that's stopping you from feeling that first. All right, that's what you're going to do. What role does self-empowerment play in the practice of tapping? So for me, self-empowerment is very much about the ability to manage and regulate my own emotions and the ability to regulate and manage what I've got going on. So for me, the fact that tapping's at the end of my own little fingers, I don't need to go and see my therapist, although I go and see my own practitioner. I don't need to go and see somebody to allow me to feel empowered enough to manage through my own thoughts, my own blocks, my own limits. I love the fact that I have all of that. And so for you, it is going to be the fact that it's on the end of your own little fingers is how it becomes part of your practice, because I love the idea of setting up that 10, maybe 15 minutes a day. It can be even 5 minutes a day. As soon as you get out of bed, or even before, for some of us, before you even get out of bed, just lay there and just do some tapping. A couple of minutes before you go to really energize your day. What do you want it to be like? What sort of fun do you want it to be? I did a talk at a corporate training I gave the other week, and one of the things we did was we did some tapping together, and we created an imaginary world. So the tapping that went along was, I'm just going to have this amazing, amazing day. Every single thing I want to go right will go right. When I go to work, all the traffic is going to get out of my way. When I get to the office, all of the fun, happy, upbeat people will talk to me, and none of the others. Everything that I have to do today, it's going to be easy and breezy for me. My lunch is going to be absolutely delicious. I'm going to love it. It's going to be nutritious. It's going to be fabulous. And then all the tasks that I have to do today, I'm just going to breeze through every single one of them. I'll know how to do them. I'll know all of the answers. And then I'm going to leave work feeling very accomplished and that I've achieved so much. And then my commute home, it's going to be a breeze. It's going to be so easy. Traffic that flows, green lights that let me drive, transport, trains, buses turning up on time, and me always getting a seat. My day is going to be exactly how I want it to be. My family is going to be loving and kind. And our meal this evening is going to be just wonderful. And my family will settle into a beautiful nighttime routine that's fabulously calm and relaxed, just the way I like it, so I can enjoy my day. And that was literally two rounds of tapping. 2 rounds of tapping was all that took. It helps to wire the day, because so many of us get up and we go, oh man, like the traffic's going to be really bad today and it's raining outside. That means the train's always late. There's always this dialogue of expectation of stuff being bad. But if you do that couple of minutes, 2 rounds of what you want your day to be, it really can start to energize your day. Now, is it real? I don't know. Is it ability to, is it fictitious and you're just going to make it up? Sure. But you don't know the traffic's going to be bad either. And you don't know that the trains are going to be delayed. So you're making that up anyway. So use it in that space. Use it in that to build and boost and just enjoy a really a far more upbeat day than you would if you had the other dialogue going on. All right. How does EFT tapping help individuals overcome self-doubt and cultivate self-love? This comes back to what we were talking about earlier with the ability to use tapping to quiet down that story in your head, to quiet down that negative self-talk, to quiet down the words or the story that's on repeat for you that tells you can't do it, aren't good enough to do it, whatever, all right? Use it in that space. So when we talk about self-doubt, what's the conversation you're saying? What are the thoughts you're having? And tap on those. If your thoughts are, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I'm able to. I think it's going to be too much for me. But what if I can't do it? What if I let everybody down? What if I'm not able to get this right? Then what happens? What happens if I get it all wrong? Have the conversation. So while you're talking to yourself about what's going on in your head anyway, tap along on the points and have the conversation. It's sort of all the negative stuff. Once you get that dialogue happening and once you get that sort of really starting to tone down, then you'll be able to look at, so how do I increase the self-love? How do I improve what I think about myself? How do I improve what I feel about myself? You've got to stop the other stuff first. If you don't quiet down the negative voice or the voice that keeps coming through that tells you can't, it's really, really hard to switch into getting the voice that tells you that you can. So you want to kind of reprogram those. In what ways can EFT tapping contribute to breaking through limiting beliefs and foster that sense of personal empowerment? Break through limiting beliefs. Again, what we're going to want to do with your limiting beliefs are, I'm a fan of writing them down. What are the beliefs? And remember, a belief is nothing more than a thought you've kept thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. You just keep putting it on repeat. That's what a limiting belief is. That's what any belief is. So when it's a belief about something and you've just repeated it, you believe it's true, what are the limiting ones? What are the ones that are stopping you from having your best life? What are the ones that are stopping you from having an amazing, amazing life? Go to those ones first. Write down what they are. I believe that. I believe it is. I believe the world is. Whatever it is, whatever your belief is, and write it down. And then look at it and go, how true is this? Once I've written down that I have this block or this limit, how true is it? Is it real? Did you make it up? Did you pick it up from somewhere else? Is it something from a past sort of different part of your life? Is it come from your childhood? Oh God, here my computer shuts now. Did you get it from childhood? Where did you get it from? Where did it all start? Go back there and figure out all of that and use your tapping to look at that belief. And maybe it's a belief about, I don't know, I always have to follow the rules. So-and-so never gets in trouble and it's not fair because I always follow the rules. Well, kind of break that apart for yourself. What is it about them getting away with it that you want to get away with it? You want to be the one who does that stuff, but you don't want to break the rules. And start to pull it apart for yourself, because when you can pull those little, those things apart, sorry, I need a drink. When you can pull them apart and dissect them, it lets you then work on them. But while they're just one big clumpy, oh, this isn't fair or this isn't enough, it's really, really hard to work on it as a part of a process. How can someone incorporate tapping into their daily routine to enhance self-acceptance? Doing one of the rants like I did earlier on in the call, you can do those. So your self-acceptance rant could simply be, I am an amazing person. I am one of these people who gets stuff done. I have so much I have to get done, and I accomplish so much. I can be organized. I can be planned. I can just move through my list. The things that don't get done maybe don't matter. If I stop telling myself I can't, maybe I can. Maybe it's the conversation in my own head that blocks me, not the actual tasks. If I could just stop saying all that stuff, maybe it might be so much easier for me to not have to worry about what's going on in my own head and just being able to tap it out. So if you do that in terms of your daily routine, now for some of the stuff people are going to go, yeah, but it's not true, Lorna. I'm just going to say, I don't care if it's not true. I just want you to reach for the best feeling words and emotions and experiences that you can, whether they're true or not. I have a philosophy that we make up everything, whether we're making up the negative self-talk of we're not good enough, we're not this, we're not that, we're not this, we're not that. How do you know you're not? Other than the dialogue in your own head. So if you just say, well, I think I'm not good enough, or I just don't think I'm good enough, how do you know this? The reality is you didn't. The reality is you're making it up from a set of beliefs. My voice is failing. From a set of beliefs that we always have. So you're going to get it from those beliefs. So you want to start pulling the beliefs apart, and you want to start just filling your own head with good lies. I laugh about it with my clients. You're filling your head with lies with all that stuff anyway, because it's all made up. Who gets to say you're not good enough? Who gets to say that, you know, what you do is you're too fat, you're too thin, you're too loud, you're too quiet, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too, too whatever. Who gets to make up those rules? The reality is most of us do. We make them up ourselves. So to be able to change your own rules, you've got to know what they are. So if you start to add in a whole lot of good stuff, whether it's true or not, you are rewiring your body, you're rewiring your brain to accept more of the good stuff in. So give it a try in the mornings. Just give it a try, being able to just tap through some of the good things. And even if you can say, oh, I'm okay. Well, I think I'm an all right person. Even if you start there, even if it's completely small steps, do the small steps. Don't think, well, I can't do the big steps, so I'll do nothing. Do the small steps, because they will all add up. So if you can't sit here and go, I am an amazing person, I'm absolutely wonderful. If that's too far a stretch for you, start at little. I think I'm okay. I think I'm a decent person. I think I'm an all right person. Start with the small stuff and then venture into the bigger stuff once you start to feel a little bit more congruent, a little bit more in alignment with the words that you're saying. Because I said, if they're too far a stretch and your inner voices go, I don't think so, that's way too far off, you're never really going to believe it. So you're not going to get the benefits. So do that. Start off really, really small. So we'll do one more. I'm really conscious of the time. And, I love that you guys come and watch these calls and be part of this with me. Which one will we play? How can tapping be used as of course, my screen just shut off because I'm on my phone, because, the Facebook Live isn't working this morning and the Zoom links aren't connecting to Zoom and Facebook groups together, and it's all broken. It's all gone off to Christmas holidays early. All right, so how can tapping be used as a tool for letting go past traumas and embracing a more positive self-image? That one's a really big topic. We have lots of questions coming about how can I release my trauma? How can I get moved through my trauma? Trauma it really is a buzzword, and it's very, very real. And people are becoming very much conscious of the impacts that trauma's had on their life, whether it's direct trauma or vicarious trauma. People are really getting very in tune to the fact that most of us have had such significant traumas, but we just write it off as that's normal. It's what would happen to me. It was my normal day. Many of us have all of that stuff going on. So when we look at letting go of past traumas, trauma, depending on what it is, as to whether you can go there yourself, and depending on what it is as to how well your nervous system copes with you going into your trauma. What I will say is when we start to let go of our past traumas, I say it a different way. I don't believe you necessarily have to let go of and work through and really focus on all of your past traumas in order to get a positive self-image, all right? I think you can have one without the other. Your traumas can still be there, and you can park them, and you can leave them in your head, and you can just leave them alone, all right? You can still continue to develop a positive self-image despite them, all right? So just notice that you don't have to go and heal all your past traumas before you can have this positive self-image. You can have one while the others are still getting worked through, or while the others are parked, or while they're still active. What it is remember, it's the story in your head. The story in your head is what determines how you see yourself. Your story in your head is how you perceive yourself. So what is your self-image? Is it positive or negative? It's all to do with the story in your head. What you say about yourself, how you say things about yourself, how you react to things about yourself, all of that is playing a big part in that positive self-image or that lack of positive self-image. All right, so if you're thinking, well, I'd really like this, but I've got that, that's okay. You can work on your positive self-image. You can do one of those morning rants of, I'm a good person. I'm feeling good about myself. I like parts of my body. I might not love all of them, but I do like some of them. You can do tapping through the points like that and just have a very nice, kind and gentle conversation with yourself. I get that some of you are not going to stretch all the way to, I'm wonderful, I'm amazing, blah, blah, blah. But you can do a little bit more than what you've been thinking, and you can help to rewire it. Small steps, 2 or 3 rounds every morning will make such a big difference. Now, in terms of releasing your trauma, some of your trauma will need to be worked through. Some of your trauma can just be let go. Some of your stuff you can just go, I'm so damn over this, and I can release it. Depending on what it is, what the impacts are, and how it's showing up in your daily life today. I don't think that necessarily the traumas that we have are the important part, because let's face it, there's some people who've been through some fairly horrendous stuff in their world, yet they show up today positive and engaged, doing great work and doing amazing things. It's that part that to me is important. I can still have my trauma, I can still have my story, but as long as I'm not replaying the negative part of it and I just keep going full steam ahead, I'm going to get the results that I want. So I'm going to call it here because my voice is absolutely failing us today. So it's been wonderful to spend today with you. I've so enjoyed being able to work with so many of you. Personally, the number of people who've come and joined us in the school. Now, I'll give you a heads up that we did a lot of masterclasses this year with trauma. We are going to be running trauma workshops. So many people that come to ask me about my specialty in trauma, that we're going to run some workshops. So what I'll do is we'll pop a link underneath this video. Thank you everyone who joined us. The growth in the group has been wonderful, and I will send everybody much love as my voice completely fails. Bye-bye.